Alex Kleiman dominating their crosstown rivals. Today, the action continues under the hot Florida sun. Day 2 of the AVP League starts right now. How you respond to adversity defines your character. The Palm Beach Passion went 0-2 under the lights, but they are 1-0 under the warm Florida sunshine on day 2. The women have done their part with a straight sets victory. Phil Dalhausser and Avery Drost, no pressure. Dallas Dream coming out on the sand. Yesterday, Andy Benesh and Miles Partain put on a show. Kylie DeBerg and Haley Harwood played at a high level. Unfortunately, they ran into the buzzsaw already in our first match. And that buzzsaw was wearing pink. Melissa Humana Paredes and Brandy Wilkerson with their silver Olympic medal trimmings. They had a good second outing. Phil Dalhausser and Avery Drost about to come out once again. Updated standings here as we're closing in on the midway point of day 4 of Nitro. 4-0 Miami Mayhem, as we mentioned earlier, already 2-0. Right now, the Palm Beach Passion, they're trying to go 2-2 on the weekend. That'd be a pretty good result. It's a good result that you're here with us. Kevin Barnett alongside Olympic gold medalist Rich Lamborn, ready for our first men's match of the day. Yesterday, Avery Drost, Phil Dalhausser ran into a big block in Theo Brunner. Today, they run into another big blocker. How do they have better results?
Well, I like the adage you gave us for a successful life. How we respond to adversity defines our character, right? So they're going to have to respond. Is that going to be incorporating a little bit more option like they see on the other side of the net from Andy and Miles? I think that can be a good option, no pun intended, for them to take some pressure off of Avery offensively and involve Phil more, which is always a good thing.
Yeah, teams have said that they want Avery Drost to beat them, not Phil Dalhausser. So you'll see him get the ball early and often. Our matchups, Dream and Passion, going to come to a close in this one. Aces and Mayhem will take us through later. Let's get Mark Sherman to get us set right now.
No worries, Miles. You just stay Miles. Right there, Miles. Miles, all good. Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the teams. First up for the Dallas Dream, already on the sand, wearing the number 1, grabbing a quick drink of water, and then getting right back out there. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Miles Partain. And his partner, his Olympic partner, the big fella, the 6'9" blocker. Ladies and gentlemen, let me hear it for Andy Benesh. And their opponents, the Palm Beach Passion, wearing the number 1 out of Westmont College. Let me hear it, everybody, for the defender, Mr. Avery Drost. And his partner, the Olympic gold medalist out of UCF and currently living in Phil Dalhausser.
Phil Dalhausser at age 44, still playing at such an elite level and playing against the youngsters here, the hottest young team in the U.S. system. Benesh and Partain, just the second partnership in history to reach the championship match in each of their first 5 tournaments as partners. Guess who the previous pair was?
Phil and Todd?
Have to go back a little further. Mike Dodd, Karch Karai played for the title in their first 7 AVP tournaments together in 85 and 87, allegedly.
Wow, I didn't really know that they were partners.
Right. That ball is wide off the right hand of Avery Drost, who will be carrying an offensive load in this one. Andy Benesh, former middle blocker at USC, will step back to serve. Put a lot of work into his game, and it has paid off. Now an Olympian.
Yeah, he got off to a great start from the service line as well yesterday evening. Looking to do the same thing. That's a pretty good one.
Tough one up the middle. Drost trying to get around him at the net. Touch and turn. That ball dug up by Drost. Well done, pulling from the net. And into the net. That ball not quite the execution Avery wanted.
Yeah, it's a great pull dig. You heard him talking in our little sideline interview in the first match about how he felt blockers had to be a little bit quicker to their spots in this jumpy sand. It's like Andy's got it all sorted out early.
Benesh, another tough serve. Fought off and then terminated by Avery Drost, who turned 38 earlier in September.
That's an absolute thump. Great swing from Avery. That is one that I think Phil can consider as this match goes on, taking a cut out on too. Man, it's nice to watch him set though, isn't it?
Multiple times world's best setter and the most valuable player on the AVP tour 4 times from 2007 to 2017. How about that? Not only your 4-time best player, most valuable, but you've done it over a decade of time.
Yeah, it's unbelievable just the Mount Rushmore he exists in all skills. Setting, serving, blocking, offensively. I'd be curious to know what the highest percentage of serves he ever saw over the course of a season was.
3%.
3%.
I mean,
I'll take the under.
Far off of that. Just no one wanted to serve him, and all you had to do was see 10 balls go to his partner, and then the odd one would go to him, and you'd watch that swing, and you'd understand why no one served him. All right, the Palm Beach Passion got on the board in their previous match. Dane is down on the courtside area with those winners.
Well, Brandy and Mel, a nice rebound from last night. A tough one last night against Olympic gold medalists, but today you handled things, finally getting a point for the Palm Beach Passion. How did it feel today?
Oh, it felt great. I think we work really hard to reset every point, reset our mind, and show up for the next game. So we're proud of how we did that today. We're super determined to figure this system out and find our rhythm, and we're getting there.
How are you guys liking this format, having teammates? You guys seem like you're fully embracing it with the intro you've kind of worked on, the kind of coaching in the box that's going on.
I love it. I love being part of a big team. You know, I think you have something to cheer for, and we're just a big family now, and so we want everyone to just have some fun, do the best that they can, and enjoy the ride.
Everyone wants to know what happens when you win an Olympic medal. I want to hear from both of you what the most fun kind of event that you have had since the Paris Olympics when you brought home that silver.
Ooh.
You can think about it for a
Yeah, well, so I had my family and friends organized a big get-together. There were about 80 family and friends that came, and it was the first time I'd seen a lot of them in like 2 years, because I haven't been home for a long time. So that was like really emotional, lots of tears, lots of celebrating. So for me, that was kind of a highlight of coming back home and being able to celebrate with my loved ones.
That's awesome. And you, Brandy?
I was lucky to have all of the most important people in my life right at the game. So before any emotions could set in about how I felt about the medal, that we were partying until 6 a.m. at an Airbnb, just keeping the energy high. They know me. They know they have to get in my face and make it a big deal. So I love them for that, and it was fun to just have a moment.
Awesome. Now let's have you guys maybe call the action right here. What do you see from your teammates?
Miles and Andy, they have a lot of dynamic work at the net. So we're going to need to see kind of Phil and Avery react a little bit to that, be on their toes, and anticipate some movement. I think that's hard. We got to keep the service pressure on them to keep them kind of out of system, maybe limit their movement along the net, but
I think our team has a lot of grit, though, which is great, and there's never really a moment where you think it's absolutely over, because they're always going to fight, they're always going to give 100% in their own way, definitely, and so it's fun to watch to see what happens.
We had a little feature on you talking about the great, the legend, the Phil Dalhausser that's out there. What's the biggest thing that you've learned from him?
Oh man, I mean, this is really full circle. Definitely watching him, that was one of the reasons I started playing, and so to be on the same team as him is pretty wild. But I've learned just his calm, aggressive demeanor that he has when he plays, his ability to move and make reads in the air.
Nice reaction time.
With my right hand. Just use both arms dynamically in the air, I think is so amazing, and just to see how big and lanky you can be at the net and bringing that to the women's game.
So fun, and this format is just amazing for you guys. Seem like all the players are loving it. The timing as Phil and Avery come over here. Feel free, coach them up.
Boys.
Let's go.
Okay, all good. No worries, no worries. Take a minute.
Any advice for Phil?
I'm not at that place yet.
I like the space and it's just like the way it's drifting. It's getting Andy. I had the high line and he touched it a couple times.
You get in there. That's your job.
Good start, you guys. Any adjustments?
Well, there's one major adjustment, and we got to figure out a way to side out on. They're serving tough, and we just got to pop that ball up and figure out a way to put the ball down.
This is normal
But I
for
really
you,
like Avery's
Phil. I know that this weather, and you're very acclimated towards it. But you, Avery, how tough is the conditions here?
I feel fine, honestly. It's hot, but I kind of like it. It's they're playing great. That's what's happening. I feel good. I'm ready to go.
It's a good answer. I'm not doing anything, and I'm sweating my you-know-what off. All right, you guys get back out there.
Let's go, boys. Give him a
Come on,
help.
boys. Let's
Keep
go.
working, keep
You
working.
got this. You got this.
I like it. Avery told me that this is just, normal weather. I'm sitting here, I'm sweating.
Love that.
Okay.
Maybe you guys, you guys give me the truth,
The
though.
game
This
starts. This is my favorite weather in the world.
this is warm.
This is hot.
It's hot.
This is definitely hot. I think it's also just very wet.
That's
You're just
mostly
sweating
it. It's
so
wet.
much. You're sweat. The ball's wet. Everything's wet. Yes,
Woo!
Phil!
Money set.
Hey, Jumbo! Making plays, baby! Woo, hot.
So you guys can tell they are fully embracing this team concept. They want to get back to their coaching duties and do their thing. They are mic'd up, and let's send it back up to you, Kevin.
Very nice stuff. Love the camaraderie down there. And I didn't know that lanky was a positive term in Canadian.
Yeah, that's right. I just wish Melissa would be a little more enthusiastic
Right.
and enjoyable to be around in general.
The smiling assassin, smiling enthusiastic assassin there, trying to cheer on her team and will them to a victory here. 9-4, tough start. We've seen a number of quality plays from the Dallas Dream once again.
Yeah, they have been tremendous defensively. We heard Phil talk about how much pressure they're putting on the Passion from the service line. That has continued from last night into this afternoon's match.
Here's Miles Partain. Has a degree in applied mathematics. Oh my goodness. Calculate that angle, Miles.
I know there's a force equaling mass times acceleration. There was some force and some acceleration there. Andy generating mass midair.
That is application of math. Whew. 10-4. Looking similar to the way the Passion opened their matchup on the women's side. They were so good, 15-5 in the first set. Near that territory, now at 10-5. But in the reverse, Dallas Dream with the advantage. Benesh now 29 years old, his partner 22. Most improved player in 2022 and 2023. Best blocker from the AVP in 2023 as well. In his beach game, he has really grown into that.
And we talked about that a little bit yesterday, right? How do you go back-to-back most improved player? Just incrementally improving.
He scoops that pass off the line from a tough serve and manages to get it through the equipment.
I think that is something that he is extremely good at, passing that serve that's up his line side to his left. I've seen him so many times, and that's probably the most difficult serve to receive as a left side player. And he does it so well, especially kind of like we alluded to yesterday for a guy that didn't have a lot of service reception repetitions in his college career.
Right, as middle blocker, you have zero service reception responsibilities. Andy actually saying of his partner Miles, he said Partain can get so engrossed when talking volleyball. The amount of exits Miles has missed taking us talking about volleyball as we drive north in LA. He said one time we were supposed to go to Torrance, supposed to drop me off. We went 45 minutes too far. Andy, that must have been an engrossing conversation if you found yourself in the valley passing by DeSoto. Is that the exit for the 118?
Yeah, right.
Miles, reel it back in. We need to go to Torrance.
It's yeah, nobody purposely goes to Bakersfield, but if you get involved in a volley discussion with Miles, you might end up there.
No discussion here as 12-6. The Dream taking control. Still working on Avery Drost, who knifes that one just inside the block to finish.
That's a good swing, and he's trying to generate a little passion on his side of the net. He might run out of time here in this first one.
Phil did tell me he was waiting for this afternoon. He was thinking that the heat might melt the opponent. Thus far, the melting temperature of the Dallas Dream appears to be higher than anticipated.
The smoke point.
The melting point, yes. That ball hit down the line and unretrievable, 13-7.
They're a solid avocado oil with the high smoke point out there.
That's Miles Partain, the lefty, one-time indoor setter, an All-American at that position before deciding to focus on beach. Benesh, he's been ripping it. Hits that one at Phil. This will have to go. And it does. Soft touch from the big man.
How about that? A little sleight of hand from the big fella.
The Magician from the Dallas Dream has him at 14-7. It is a set point opportunity.
Andy Benesh or David Blaine out there, Kevin? David Copperfield? I don't know how.
I was just thinking Gallagher.
Gallagher?
Yeah.
He's not smashing watermelons, Kevin.
Doug Henning. Here we go. There's no Muppets around. Set. Drost checks down. Benesh gets a piece of it. He'll set his partner. Tight to the net. Drost with an athletic play, and it's a winner.
Fantastic pursuit there from Avery.
Dream will have to have a second set point opportunity looking to close this first set.
Man, Miles has been impressive. Andy. That vision up at the net. He's up big, but still mobile enough and kind of pliable enough with his arms to take away that shot as well.
Phil Dalhausser, living legend from the line. Back set. Cut shot, winner. Set one in the books at 15-8.
Yeah, they just look pretty flawless out there, Miles and Andy, for the Dream. Very, very good start for them. And I think Avery and Phil are going to have to find some service pressure from somewhere. They're going to have to give themselves a little bit more of a green light, take some risk, because in-system Partain and Benesh, pretty untouchable right now.
Partain and Benesh yet from what has been a Dream performance here in Miami debut. Set next. The AVP League is brought to you by Wilson, the official ball of the AVP.
How about a little magic, huh?
Passion taking on the Dream right now. We have the Aces and the Mayhem coming up. Billy Owl and Paul Lottman looking for their first victory. A tall task against Theo Brunner and Trevor Crabb, who looked outstanding last night. Cloth and Nuss, top American women's team, will face off with Kleiman and Ross. Another Olympic showdown. What a weekend of volleyball it's been on the women's side in particular.
Yeah, some great matchups. Miami men were fantastic. They're kind of the only ones in the running to tie for the top spot with the New York Nitro, who had a tremendous week one.
Nitro going 4-0. I think a lot of people looked at that team. Sarah and Kelly, that would be Cheng and Hughes, and them alongside the Taylors, Taylor Crabb and Taylor Averill. There's too many Taylors. Come on.
There is an abundance of Taylors in the sport of volleyball right now.
Which Taylor did I mean?
You meant Taylor Sander.
Taylor Sander And Taylor Crabb, the Taylors, they did have an outstanding weekend in Los Angeles. We'll see them again down the road. Of course, we'll be in San Diego next weekend as the AVP League continues throughout your fall. Hope you have a lot of volleyball-related plans throughout the next few weeks. All right, second set underway, 15-8, dominant performance. Benesh doing his thing from the line, doing his thing at the net. I did see some split blocking there momentarily from the Passion. What else can they do here to get themselves on track, Rich Lambert?
Yeah, I like that. Just throw in wrinkles, see if something catches. Avery spent most of his career as a blocker. He kind of alluded to that, and that's why he was talking about helping Brandy with some of her timing in their opening match win here. So it's not a crazy thing, and we've seen Phil be tremendous defensively in the times he's in the back court. So I like that wrinkle. Probably this is their best positioning, however, with Big Phil at the net.
Nick Lucena would tell you that the only reason Phil looks so good in the back row is because he was taking up so much space at the net, making it easy on Philip.
The little Cuban windshield wipers up there.
Longtime partner, Nick Lucena, Phil Dalhausser. Of course, they started together, ended together for Nick's career. Good stuff there, a lot of symmetry and fun had by those gentlemen.
It's like my boy Justin Timberlake says, what goes around comes around.
There you go, tough serve there. They are really applying the screws. Hitting out of it is Avery Drost after the save from his partner.
Yeah, love that play. Scrambled just to keep that alive. Phil with a hittable ball, and Avery with some tremendous aggression on that swing. We talk about it a lot. There is no tentative way to victory, Kevin.
Can't push, tip, roll, and jam your way to a win. You can definitely have Miles Partain go 5 of 8 and Andy Benesh go 5 of 6 for a first set victory. In that first set, Drost was 6 of 11 with 1 error. Did have a single ace in that first set. Both teams kind of going for it. We've seen more errors than we have aces thus far.
Yeah, 6 of 11 with 1 error. Not bad offensively by any stretch of the imagination, but the Dream were just too solid in all aspects in that first set.
Here's Benesh. A little bit of space off to Phil Dalhausser's left. Do you throw one at him? Now you stay on Drost. Dalhausser, there's that on two that you wanted to see, Rich Lamborn. So some wrinkles for the Palm Beach Passion, hopefully paying off. Let's go to Dane Blanton. He's down there with Haley Harwood from the Dallas Dream.
Haley, it's been a rough go here in Miami for you. A loss yesterday and a loss here today. What do you think you have to do to turn it around? Because you guys were right in the mix. You were right there.
Yeah, it's just the little touches, It's just taking care of our contacts when we have the opportunity. We create a lot of opportunities on our block and D. So it's just really making that smooth touch and converting.
How fun is this format? I know everyone's been interacting so much with their teammates. I see that the Passion's in their box, but you guys aren't in yours. You're actually over here in VIP. What's going on there?
We're rooting from both sides. We got to cheer from both sides of the court. No, I was just about to head over to that side.
But the format, knowing when you're going to play, playing on Saturday and Sunday, the league format, all of this is new for AVP athletes, but it seems like everybody's really enjoying and loving the format.
It's really fun, and I think it professionalizes our sport a little bit. You have the fans, the stadium, they know who they're coming to watch, what time. You, as an athlete, prepare for one match that day. You give it your all. You have a strategy. So it just feels very professional, and I'm loving the atmosphere.
How excited are you that you're in it? It seemed so competitive just to make the league. Only 8 teams from each gender making it in.
Yeah, me and Kylie are so grateful to be in the mix and just show what we're capable of. So, yeah, we're just grateful and excited for each weekend.
All right, I appreciate you joining us, and good luck the rest of the league.
Thanks, Dan.
Kevin.
The outstanding part of the league is you won't have to wait long for another opportunity to compete, and you, the fan, don't have to wait long for more volleyball. We'll be back with you next Saturday night from San Diego and on to a Sunday afternoon date back in California. Coast to coast to coast in the first 3 weeks of AVP League play. Well, we saw an outstanding play by Andy Benesh, a big left-handed reach while Haley was reflecting on their experience here in Miami.
Go-go gadget fingertips from Benesh.
Indeed. Benesh will set here, a little shoot set. I don't know if Miles was expecting it, and did it catch the line? Yes, just enough.
Yeah, that's something I don't know if we talk about enough. His ability to create shots and create angles from sort of compromised positions. Yeah, he's falling away. That ball's kind of shooting over his head a little bit more than he would like. Perfect world, and he still manages to slice that right on the sideline.
So Partain back to the line. He has such a wide variety of shot selection, both in attack and from the service line. This one he rolls in, and the option given and taken by one Philip Dalhausser.
Yeah, they must have talked about that. I mean, that's 3-4 times already in this set, 10 points in, that we've seen Phil go to the option, some out of necessity, others kind of out of choice, like that one.
Yeah, we wondered what they might do, and that is one of the things that they have done. Phil, of course, has enjoyed his time as a beach volleyball player. He said recently, I'm a big believer that you've been put on this planet for something, and beach volleyball is why I am here. Coaches 3 nights a week now, coaching youth in beach volleyball, really giving back to the community. Said, hey, everything we do with my program, we're trying to keep the costs low, keep it accessible for kids so they can come out and enjoy the game. And he did say, sometimes I'm out there on a Florida summer night when it's 5 p.m. and it's 97 degrees and wondering why I'm standing in the sunshine. So he's definitely used to what we have on Stadium Court today. Some good conditions.
Yeah, I would agree that his calling in life wasn't residential real estate and Porsche driving, you know?
Yeah, or painting lines on Florida highways. Miles heats it up, and that one ricochets out of bounds.
I think we talked in the previous match about how Harvard and DeBerg wish they would have converted some of their opportunities defensively a little bit better.
Right.
Always such a critical piece of any defensive scheme is that conversion rate. And I think, to my memory, Miles and Andy, every chance they've gotten, it seems like they've converted, which is why they rolled in set number 1 and why they're up big in set number 2.
8-4. Timeout from the Passion gives us a chance to look back to last night in what was a terrifically efficient performance, as Rich Lamborn just mentioned, by the Dallas Dream. Service pressure applied, net dominance, and some creative plays, kind of the hallmark of this young teammate.
Yeah, I mean, they were particularly good from the end line. That just kind of kicks off the proceedings for them, and then they were fantastic conversion-wise, all aspects of the game, really. They checked every box. Yesterday evening, they're continuing to do so here.
It was a straight sets victory last night, and today could be the same result. They won the first set 15-8. They lead here 8-4. The single timeout that each team has been burned by the Passion. Kevin Barnett alongside Olympic gold medalists Dane Blenn and Rich Lamborn.
Do you think it's fair that Dane and I play a game called One of These Things Is Not Like the Other?
It's not very nice.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's fair. Fair is different than friendly.
That's
Rich.
That is an excellent distinction, Kevin.
8-4. Dream and Benesh at the line. Stretches out. Andy out of the net. Gets a block. Big right hand.
Yeah, tremendous discipline on that block from Andy Benesh. I think Avery was hoping to sell him on the angle swing and slip one past the line, but Andy Benesh not taking the bait. Solid with that left hand.
No, he did not overcome all of the objections offered by the mark. And off the cable, stays on his side. Side out, Passion.
That would have been in the insult to injury category had that dribbled over.
So here's a question for you. I know some people get a little heated about it. Is it a side out still, even though it scores a point?
Yeah, I think by definition it is, right? I'm sorry, even though it scores a point.
Right, because it used to be that you would side out, but that did not score a point in the old school scoring method, which now, honestly, goes back so far, a lot of people don't even remember it.
Oh.
But
you're
now,
talking terminology-wise?
Right, is it a side out or is it just another point?
Yeah, I thought the definition of a side out was just that the ball changed sides of the net, so I would think technically, yes, it is, even though we've changed the scoring that goes along with it.
I'm with you. 10-5. Doubled up with 5 to go, perhaps here for the Dream, trying to get off the sand in the minimum number of sets and 2 victories for the weekend. Partain got a little too much silica along with the ball.
Yeah, that was a really good shot from Avery Drost as well. Had to go over big Andy Benesh with very little, if any, line to work with. And just kind of baby teardropped over the top.
We're looking forward to the next match. Down courtside, Dane Blanton has found Trevor Crabb.
Well, Kevin, I'll tell you what, it is getting hot. It's getting steamy down here. There's no question. Clear skies, a little cloud cover is warranted, and we're really hoping that we get a little more of it. But I'm with Trevor Crabb right now, getting warmed up for his next match. Trevor, we've been asking all the players. They seem to be fired up about this format.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. I think you know, the short games, you know, in and out with 4 in a row. It's good for the fans to just come in and out and not have to sit around all day and watch volleyball, and you get to see action-packed volleyball in a condensed amount of time.
How cool is it to have teammates to cheer on your counterparts?
It's definitely different. You know, we're invested now in our women's team, so like last night watching their game against Brandy and Mel was pretty intense, and they got the win, and it was awesome getting to, you know, kind of cheer them on and heckle the other girls' team too a little bit.
Nice, nice. I know it's only been a couple of weeks, but what's your favorite thing about the inaugural AVP League?
You know, I think just all the stops are kind of unique, right? So, like coming to different cities, bringing in those new fan bases. I think it'll be good for it. And then, yeah, I'm just looking forward to what comes of this.
Appreciate the time. Go warm up, and good luck in your match. Alrighty, Kevin.
We'll see the Miami Mayhem coming up in our next 2 matches, both the men and the women. 12-7 right now. Dallas Dream with the lead. And you saw Phil Dalhausser could put the popcorn popper there. Yeah. He mentioned that the advent of the jump set now, he said, as a blocker is just a complete nightmare.
Yeah, especially when it's all happening so close to the net. Both players are capable of putting that ball away. Trevor Crabb, a character departure, admitting to heckling the other team.
The noted heel of volleyball. We could use a few more heels if people want to put on the black hat. That'd be great.
In this heat, I would suggest a lighter colored hat.
I was wondering with the sand too, it's actually a benefit that the sand is quite white here, reflecting most of the heat, not absorbing it like a Huntington or a Manhattan Beach.
Yeah, that sort of black silica that exists under the surface in Manhattan Beach makes that brutal when the temperatures go up.
A low iron content down here. And beautiful Florida.
The anemic sands of South Florida.
It's sand that I can identify with, Rich Lamborn. Pale is how you would describe this sand.
Reflective.
13-8. Another dominant set performance. 2 points away from a straight sets victory are the Dallas Dream. Benesh, winner. And we are at match point.
There have just been 0 leaks in the game of the Dream. Really, really impressive volleyball from Andy and Miles throughout this weekend.
Yeah, the society around the inception have not figured out that there's an intruder at any time. Partain can't quite get there, and we're going to see if we can do a dream within a dream here. Second match point opportunity. Some said it was impossible.
I apologize, Kevin. I don't know Inception well enough to have gone with that reference right out of the gate.
Listen, the architect was successful. That's all I'm going to tell you, Rich Lamborn.
Yeah. The recipient failed.
Here we go. Short serve. Benesh, Partain, termination, 15-8, 15-9. Game.
Bing, bang, boom.
So that'll do it. Boy, the Dream really looking good here on a weekend in Miami.
Yeah, a couple juggernauts the Passion ran into in the form of Trevor Crabb, Theo Brunner, and today Andy Benesh and Miles Partain, both playing at the top of their game, exerting tremendous pressure on the Palm Beach Passion men's side.
So the Dream will check in at 2-2 on the weekend. The Palm Beach Passion will go 1-3. They're going to hope for better things come their second week of participation in the league. Of course, there are 8 teams on each side, and they are going to play 4 weekends of volleyball. A perfect record would be 16-0 if both your men and your women went undefeated on the season. Anything in between, you're going to hope is top 4. Everyone's working on their team cheers. The Dream putting people to sleep in this one. Mark Sherman is going to check in with our victorious men.
Miles, Partain, Andy Benesh in straight sets. Great job, gentlemen. Once again, a real hot start, big from the service line for both of you guys. Coming out playing the Olympic gold medalist from 2008, sir, in the stands. What's the plan going up against another big guy like that, Andy?
Yeah, I think started with passing well. Miles passed great, and we were able to run our offense. It's really difficult as a blocker to try to follow that around. So, and I thought Miles served really well and optioned really well. So, yeah, good match.
And you hear some of the crowd. You know, they got their almost hometown guy in Phil Dalhausser, so they might have been rooting a little bit more for them. Do you think about that when you're out there? Like, are they rooting for me? Are they rooting for them? Underdogs? What's going on?
It goes both ways. Sometimes it's more pressure. Sometimes it's more support. So, depends how you see it. But, yeah, I mean, I totally respect it. Yep. And, yeah, Phil and Avery are just such a great team, so it's always a battle when we play them, and it's always a new chess match each time. So, yeah.
Miles, I need to point you. Oh, where is she in the crowd? Well, you have a couple fans in the crowd. We'll introduce you to them later. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Miles Partain and Andy Benesh.
Partain and Benesh, a perfect 2-0.
Yeah, they were tremendous all weekend long, consistent, and that's kind of the best you can hope for, right? You want to play your game. You want to have 0 leaks. They had 0 leaks in their game, and that is what got them the 2 victories.
Miami Mayhem are 2-0. They're going to try and go to 3-0. Coming up next, they'll play the Austin Aces. Paul Lottman, Billy Allen, an Olympian there, and Paul Lottman. They're going to try and get on the board. Our second match is in the sand and in the record books. 15-8, 15-9. The dream continues.
The tunnel, please. And we'll get you right back out here. Skyball. Yes, wow, that was sweet. And a terrible pass by Billy. Overpass. Come on over here, Billy.